and I thought when everything happened, was just trying to save my business, right? I've been doing this for 6 years. I've built this business on people's vacations. And then all of a sudden, in 2 days, I got 100% cancellation. So, we're March last year, um, and I had my entire summer 100% booked, and within 2 days, 100% canceled, and I'm freaking out. And then, to save my business, I was like, okay, I'm just going to start offering discounts for longer term stays. Let's see what I can do. And I thought there would be a decrease in my revenue, which I think is a reasonable expectation if you're discounting the nightly rates. But in fact, my annual revenue for this past year has been my best in the last 6 years.
Hi there, my name is Lynn.
My name is Martin May. Together, we run New Brunswick property deals where we connect savvy investors, both local and from out of province, to off-market properties with amazing cash flowing potential.
So whether you are a first-time homebuyer or an experienced investor, we can find you your next investment property here in New Brunswick.
So when it comes to the demand for Airbnb, you kind of mentioned, people will be traveling for work or they're relocating.
Mhm.
What other people will, be in a position where they want to rent for short-term rentals?
So again, there's the pre-COVID post kind of situation. So it used to be that I would have families coming for 2 days to 2 weeks, and they would be, using Moncton as a home base to travel and do road trips and visit PEI and visit Nova Scotia and go to Fundy and go to Parley Beach and all of these things. And Moncton would be their hub. And so they'd rent here to be central to everything, but also be walkable to great restaurants and nightlife. So that was sort of what we used to do about a year ago, and I hope that we'll do again soon. Today, my primary clientele are folks who are from here and need to quarantine for whatever reason. Maybe they were traveling or whatnot. I've got folks who are relocating from elsewhere in Canada or somewhere else in the world. I would say probably, I want to say about 20 to 30% are quarantine, and then probably about 40 to 50% are folks who are relocating. And then the rest would be sort of other. So I've had folks who need a place to stay for insurance. So there's been damage to their home for whatever reason, and they need a place to stay while the renovations are being taken care of. We've also got local folks who have sold their homes, and because the market is so crazy, they can't find a new one. So they're sort of staying with me indefinitely until they can, secure a new home. And so that's really what the majority of the market has been. I will say though, obviously when you're doing a longer term stay versus a shorter term stay, there's a difference in price, of course. And I thought when everything happened, I, was just trying to save my business, right? I've been doing this for 6 years. I've built this business on people's vacations. And then all of a sudden in 2 days, I got 100% cancellation. So, we're March last year, and I had my entire summer 100% booked, and within 2 days, 100% canceled, and I'm freaking out. And then, to save my business, I was like, okay, I'm just going to start offering discounts for longer term stays. Let's see what I can do. And I thought there would be a decrease in my revenue, which I think is a reasonable expectation if you're discounting the nightly rates. But in fact, my annual revenue for this past year has been my best in the last 6 years, which shocks me.
Yeah, how did you do it, Sarah? What did
How
you
did I
do?
do it? I
Yeah,
mean,
what did you do?
it's about being adaptable, right? And so, I was here, I had my finger on the pulse of what was going on. I was looking globally to see what folks were doing around the world. And, I just started tweaking my marketing. So the words I was using, the photos I was featuring, and I sort of, and my prices, right? So I started discounting prices for quarantines. So some hosts didn't want to have anybody who was quarantined because they were concerned about it, which is justified and fair. But I said, you know what, those people need a home for 2 weeks. They need somewhere comfortable and cozy, and somewhere that they can feel safe while they, do this. And so I was offering grocery drop off before they arrived. I was doing all kinds of stuff. And it ended up being that I was 100%, between 90 and 100% occupied in every one of my units for the past year, which on an annual basis is quite a bit higher than is normal. And so it all sort of, less per night, but in the year we did quite well.
Right.
That's
Well,
pretty.
I'm sure the investors who are working with you, like they're definitely very thankful that, their units weren't just sitting empty. So it's definitely good to be adaptable.
Yeah, yeah. And we had a bit of a worry for about a week, and then everything sort of looked up.
And just like what you described too, right? Like when we're coming from Montreal, I remember when I was coming here to visit her, we wanted to book an Airbnb. We're looking everywhere, and we ended up choosing Bukchush, which is
Yeah.
just on the area that you were talking about. We chose it because it was right in front of the water. We have a huge backyard where we can do our quarantine. We can walk around still, so we weren't just confined into a small apartment. So yeah, you're totally right. Like if you have a waterfront property, there's the quarantine. Just as you said, we have to do those 2 weeks somewhere, so wherever could take us. And
Why not pick a great spot?
exactly,
Plus, we both
Yeah.
wanted something. We wanted to. I know it's not fun to be quarantined. It's not fun to be stuck at home for 2 weeks. But we needed to make it as fun as possible, and being close to the water, the property
Yeah.
that is not like too close to others, and we have a big backyard to be able to walk around.
Yeah.
That was really important for us. So.
And also seeing a discount on that 2 week stay, that definitely encouraged us to click the booking button too. So everything we touch on, definitely, that's exactly because we've been on that side of the business. We were the tenants, and we're definitely happy to see the prices being adjusted, and
Mhm.
the host was also providing grocery pickup for us, which was great.
Yeah.
Very cool.